The Packers have locked up their star corner, Jaire Alexander, now to a 4-year extension worth $84 million, retaining him until 2026. I'm Joey, and joining me as always to recap this exciting move is my friend Big B. Big B, how ecstatic are you to have Jaire here for the long term?
It feels so good to finally get him locked up, especially after the Devontae debacle. Like, it
Yes.
just feels so good to finally see that notification that says he signed a 4-year deal. I was so happy. I was jumping around. I love Jaire Alexander, so I'm really happy this got done.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought the Devontae part up because I was thinking about that same exact thing when I first heard the news. Like um, last year with Devontae, all throughout last offseason, we were kind of hearing, oh, they're working on it. And it wasn't really until August, it was right around when Aaron Rodgers came back that Ian broke the news that Devontae and the team, their contract talks are not good. They're in a bad place. But before that, it was they're talking, and that's typically how it goes with the Packers. Like, all right, this they might be in the talking phase for a few months, but they'll eventually work something out. And then nothing was ever worked out, and it ended up the Packers not being able to keep Devontae just because of his own personal desires, but they did get a first and second round draft pick in return. But yeah, like you said, great to see that they get Jaire here after before his 5th-year option year. So good to see that. Like I said, 4 years, 84 million. He is the highest paid corner in football, just by a little bit here, just inching out Ramsey and Denzel Ward, who is somehow getting 20 million a year. Just inching those two guys out. I was kind of surprised to see this, honestly. I wouldn't say it's a steal by the Packers, but it looks to be a pretty good deal for them, considering the only part of the contract that is guaranteed is the signing bonus, which Jaire will get all of next year, all of the $31 million. But I was kind of just surprised to see not only that it wasn't more of an average per year, because we all know by maybe possibly by the end of this off season, and if not then next year, that the contracts will keep on rising up. So was surprised to see that they got that for only 21 million, and then also the fact that it was not a longer term deal, but that is typical of the Packers. They don't want to lock themselves into guys for too terribly long, even if it is someone like the caliber of Jaire Alexander. By the time this extension runs out, he will be 29 years old, 29 on the edge of 30. So he'll still be, you know, young, old, right on the edge of his prime there. And then they'll decide if he is deserving of that rare third contract that they rarely give. Big B, what do you think now of this Packers secondary, which has come a long way since the days of Clinton Dix, Demarius Randall, Tremont freaking Williams at safety? How great is it to see how far the secondary has come?
Yeah, it's truly amazing. I don't know if this is biased or not, but this could very well easily be the best secondary in the NFL next year. I absolutely love Rasul Douglas. Of course, everyone loves Jaire Alexander and Eric Stokes and Savage and Amos. This secondary is pretty damn good, and I'm so happy to not see 40-year-old Devon House back there running around with crutches.
Oh
It's
man,
we came such a long way, and it's amazing to see.
we have.
Yes.
And yeah, I think this defense now with Jaire back in the fold, it gives them a lot more flexibility to move some players around, because that's what I'm losing a word here. I don't have the word, but the the mark, what makes Joe Barry's defense different, and the trademark of his defense, being able to use these players in so many different ways, moving them all across the field. And I think Jaire gives them a lot more of that flexibility, because now, last year when you only had Stokes and Douglas, you were kind of more iffy on how they were going to do at cornerback. They proved themselves by the end of the year, but then also the same with Dre and all the other pieces that you weren't so sure about. And with Jaire, especially when he was out, you're really concerned. You're going to stay more conservative. With Jaire back in the lineup, I think we'll get to see a lot more movement with all those other guys, but also with Jaire himself. I think we have not seen what he can do in this Joe Barry's defense as far as playing in the star role and so many other different things. So I'm pretty excited to see how this Packers defense does in year 2 of the Joe Barry system here. Finally, one last thing I wanted to mention here is we look ahead at the rest of the contracts that the Packers have coming to an end here in the next 2 years. You have Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage, both their 5th-year options were picked up. But then you also have Elton Jenkins, who was a 2nd rounder. He does not have that 5th-year option then. And then as well as Adrian Amos. So they just got out of escaping Devontae Adams and all the contracts they've had to deal with the past 2 years, and Kenny Clark, David Bakhtiari, Aaron Jones. They got those out of the way, but their front office is just too good at drafting, and they have too many good players to play. It's a good problem to have, but will be interesting to see how the Packers maneuver the cap over these next few years. You know, you do have a big boost expected this next offseason with a bunch of new broadcasting money coming in. So really excited to see how they do that, and also how they balance it with whatever their Super Bowl window looks like, and what their window with Aaron Rodgers looks like as well. So going to be an exciting off seasons to come. But other than that, that's all we have for you here today at the Underage Packers. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, follow us on all the social medias, and we'll talk to you later. Go Pack, go.